Welcome back to the bookshelf. In today's video, we dive into Chapter 1 of the insightful book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Get ready to explore the fascinating world of habits and uncover the secrets of the habit loop. Habits play a significant role in our lives, shaping our behaviors and influencing our outcomes. In this chapter, Duhigg introduces us to the concept of the habit loop, providing valuable insights into how habits are formed and maintained. The habit loop consists of three key components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Let's explore each of these elements in detail. 1. Cue. The cue is the trigger that prompts our brains to initiate a habit. It can be a specific time of day, a location, an emotional state, or even the presence of certain people or objects. Paying attention to the cues that precede our habits can help us identify patterns and understand the triggers that set our behaviors in motion. The cue is a crucial component of the habit cycle. It refers to the trigger or signal that prompts our brain to initiate a particular habit or routine. Cues can be internal or external stimuli that set off a chain of automatic behaviors and cravings. Cues are often categorized into three types. Sensory cues. These cues are based on what we see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. For example, the smell of freshly brewed coffee in the morning may act as a cue for a person to start their habit of having a cup of coffee. Time-based cues. These cues are associated with a specific time or routine. They occur at a particular time of day or are triggered by a habitual event. For instance, someone who habitually snacks while watching television may find that turning on the TV becomes the cue for them to grab a bag of chips. Emotional cues. These cues are linked to our emotional state and are often triggered by specific feelings or moods. For example, feeling stressed or anxious may act as a cue for someone to engage in a habit like nail biting or smoking. It's important to note that cues can be further broken down into more specific elements, known as the cue components. These components include location, the physical place or context in which the cue occurs. It could be a specific room, a particular seat, or a particular environment. For example, the cue to exercise could be stepping into a gym. Time, the specific time of day or a routine that acts as a cue. It could be a certain hour, a specific event on the calendar, or a consistent part of a daily schedule. For instance, the cue to take medication could be the sound of an alarm set for a particular time. Emotional state. The emotional or mental state that serves as a cue for a habit. It could be stress, boredom, happiness, or any other emotion. For instance, feeling bored at work could act as a cue for someone to start browsing social media. Other people. The presence or actions of other individuals can also serve as cues. It could be a specific person, a group, or even a social setting. For example, meeting up with friends after work may act as a cue for someone to start drinking alcohol. Understanding the specific cues that trigger a habit is crucial in the process of habit change. By identifying and analyzing these cues, individuals can consciously modify or replace them to initiate a new, desired behavior. 2. Routine. The routine is the behavior itself, the habit that we engage in. It can be an action, a series of actions, or even a thought pattern that we repeat consistently. Our routines are the actions we take to fulfill a certain need or desire. They can be positive or negative, depending on how they align with our goals and values. The routine is the second component of the habit cycle. It refers to the actual behavior or action that follows the cue and leads to the desired outcome or reward. The routine is the habitual behavior that is repeated in response to the cue. The routine can vary widely depending on the habit in question. It can be a physical action, a mental process, or a combination of both. It is the behavior that we engage in automatically, or without much conscious thought. The routine can be positive, negative, or neutral, depending on the habit being formed. To understand the routine, it is helpful to consider a few examples. 1. Brushing teeth. The cue in this habit could be finishing dinner. The routine would involve grabbing a toothbrush, applying toothpaste, and brushing teeth for 2 minutes. This routine is a positive and health-promoting habit. 2. Snacking unhealthy foods. The cue in this habit could be feeling bored or stressed. The routine might involve going to the kitchen, opening the pantry, and grabbing a bag of chips to snack on. This routine is a negative habit in terms of health. 3. Checking social media. The cue in this habit could be receiving a notification on your phone. The routine would involve picking up the phone, unlocking it, and scrolling through social media for an extended period. This routine can be seen as a neutral habit, but it may have negative effects on productivity and time management. The routine is the core of the habit cycle and plays a significant role in shaping our behaviors. By identifying and understanding the routine, we can gain insights into our habits and begin to exert control over them. It's important to note that changing or modifying the routine is a key strategy in habit change. By consciously altering the routine that follows the cue, individuals can redirect their behaviors toward more positive and desired outcomes. This can involve replacing the routine with a different behavior that satisfies the same craving or substituting healthier alternatives to achieve the desired rewards. 3. Reward. The reward is the positive reinforcement our brains receive after completing the routine. It satisfies our craving and strengthens the habit loop. Rewards can be intrinsic or extrinsic, and they are essential in cementing the habit loop. They provide a sense of satisfaction, motivating us to repeat the behavior in the future. The reward is the final component of the habit cycle. It refers to the positive outcome or satisfaction that follows the completion of a routine or habit. The reward serves as a reinforcement mechanism that reinforces the habit loop and encourages the repetition of the behavior in the future. The reward can take various forms depending on the habit and the individual. It can be physical, emotional, or psychological in nature. The reward is what our brain associates with the routine and craves, leading to the repetition of the habit in the future. To understand the reward, let's consider a few examples. 1. Eating a sweet snack. The routine in this habit might be grabbing a chocolate bar from the pantry. The reward could be the taste of the chocolate, which provides a pleasurable sensory experience. The sweet flavor triggers a release of dopamine in the brain, creating a positive feeling. 2. Completing a workout. The routine in this habit could involve going to the gym and engaging in a workout session. The reward might be the feeling of accomplishment, increased energy, and a sense of well-being that follows physical exercise. These psychological and physiological rewards serve as positive reinforcement for the habit of working out regularly. 3. Checking emails constantly. The routine in this habit might be repeatedly checking emails throughout the day. The reward could be the temporary relief from anxiety or fear of missing out, FOMO, that comes from staying constantly updated and connected. The reward here is more psychological in nature. The reward is an essential component of the habit loop because it helps to reinforce the habit and increase the likelihood of its repetition in the future. Our brain seeks the positive outcomes associated with the reward, which leads to the development and persistence of habits. Understanding the reward is crucial in habit change. By identifying the underlying reward associated with a habit, individuals can consciously manipulate or replace the routine with a healthier or more productive alternative that still satisfies the same craving. This way, individuals can create new, positive habits that lead to more beneficial outcomes and well-being. Understanding the habit loop empowers us to take control of our habits and make intentional changes. By identifying the cues, examining our routines, and recognizing the rewards, we can reshape our habits to align with our goals and aspirations. Charles Duhigg's research and insights in this chapter shed light on the science behind habit formation and present a framework for habit change that can transform our lives. Join us in the next video as we delve further into the power of habit and explore Chapter 2, The Craving Brain, How to Create New Habits. Don't forget to check out the link in the video description for the full playlist where we explain the entire book in detail. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's never too late to unlock the power of habits and shape the life you desire.